Hey, thanks for joining me for today's 5 for 5. Hope you're having a great day so far. First thing I'm going to do, we're going to be in Psalm 18 in just a minute. But before we jump into that, I wanted to announce the winner. I did a drawing today. My ministry assistant, Miranda Presley, helped me out, and Pastor Brooks was watching. So I've got a panel of judges who can testify that it wasn't rigged, it was all legitimate. But Jennifer Wadman is the winner of our drawing for a $15 Chick-fil-A card. So Jennifer, I'll be in touch with you, find out all your updated contact info, and make sure I can get that in the mail to you. So congratulations, Jennifer. Thank you for playing along. And we had a number of people who jumped in and left comments last week. And thank you. I hope you are also following along and subscribing and clicking those bells for notifications or whatever platform you're on, making sure you're staying connected to us so that you get alerted whenever we drop one of our new 5 for 5s or worship service. So thank you for following along, and thank you for joining in with us and having this fun with us. So today we're going to be in Psalm 18, and I want to just give you this as a way of encouragement and encourage you to read the rest of the psalm. We don't have time to read it all today, but Psalm 18 comes out of the context of the victory that David had when he became king, when he finally became king. If you read in 1 Samuel, you read about how God would anoint David to be the next king after Saul, but this would put a target on David's back. And not only was he being hunted by a king who would not want his kingdom to pass to someone outside of his family, but he was being hunted by a king who truly had turned against God and truly was dealing with his own madness as he was just plagued with the evil that he was facing in his own life. And so David would be running for his life for years and on his way away from the kingdom, and God would deliver him and bring him to the place where he would make him the rightful king. And on that day, David would sing this song. He would say, "I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised." Now, you might read that and think, well, of course he could sing that on that day of victory. But if you read through 1 Samuel and you see how David would stay faithful to the Lord, that he would be one that God would say that he was a man after his own heart. You'd see that David would stay faithful to God through it. You would see that David would not even want to hurt Saul himself, that he would say it's against him to raise his hand against the Lord's anointed, that David would want to let Saul be taken care of by God and to let God be the one who was providing for his kingdom. You would see how David would live in that way, and you read the rest of Psalm 18 to see that David faced real hardships. He faced real difficulties. He had real enemies, and it was through that time that he learned the truths, that God was his stronghold, that he learned that God is his deliverer, that he is his fortress, his refuge, the one that he will rest on, and the one that will lift him up. Later in Psalm 18, David would say that God would take his feet and help them to stay firm on the high places, that God would give him a sure footing and to keep him firm. When we follow after Jesus Christ and have a relationship with him, we have this same stronghold to run to, this same deliverer who has already taken care of our greatest need by caring for us, to send his son to die for us and to take away our sins. And as we trust in him for that salvation, we can also trust in him each and every day that he will stay sure and he will stay solid and he will stay firm in his commitment to us. He's always faithful. He's always loving us and showing that love to us. And as we call out to him, he hears us. And when we realize that he hears us and he knows our prayers, he is greatly and worthy to be praised. Today, I want to encourage you to trust into that and to lean into that. Read the rest of Psalm 18. Go back and look at it and see the real story and the song that David would sing of the enemies that he faced and the hardships that he went through. But it was through that time as he rested and relied on the Lord, as he followed after him, that he would understand what it meant to have God as his fortress, to have God as his refuge, to have him be the shield and the horn of his salvation. I encourage you today to lean in on the Lord and rest secure in him, knowing how greatly he loves you. I hope you have